Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the continuation of the Committee on Tourism in regard to the unpaid balances of the that's due to the artists through the Arts Council. Right now, I'd like to state for the record that Secretary Robolaman has also been tasked to facilitate the DNAP award as approved by President Trump and FEMA. So his presence is not anticipated today. However, if he should come in tardy, this committee will accept his presence and excuse him for being late. At this time, Ms. Claire, because we are on recess, do I need to take a motion to begin? Okay. At this time, I'd like to offer the floor to Rep. Julie Ogle.
Thank you, Chairwoman Marisa. I believe we left off yesterday in regards to the separations of the NA grants and the local funds. I believe we have that all squared out. My next question will be, again, directed to Ms. Gloriana is, what are the applicable fee schedule, rate sheets, compensation schedules, honorarium schedules, and stipend schedules for CCAC administered programs? This committee directed production of all such documents under item 4 of its March 23rd directive. Who sets those rates, under what authority, and how are they communicated to artists before they perform? These documents are central to determining whether amounts owed to the 20 plus or and more were calculated correctly. Jody, can you please pull up the fee schedule? Yes, thank you.
So these fees is between us and the Marianas Visitors Authority. And then the fees that are here were fees that have been practiced with Arts Council until just maybe 2023 or 24, that the group fee, what we changed to 600 if it's more than 10 groups, like performing artists and full band. I don't know. It wasn't approved by the board.
I'm sorry, but you heard my question?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Are you the chair for that question?
So, Ms. Gloriana, in the grant for the NDEA, or I'm
NEA.
sorry, NEA,
Mhm.
wouldn't it specify that the council should establish fair rates in collaboration with the Department of Labor, since they are the ones actually stating what the fair minimum wage should be? Because right now we're at 725. So did you have any chance, or did the council have any chance to establish these rates and that you establish here? Obviously it's not approved, but did you consult with the Department of Labor?
Not on the changing of 600 to the bigger groups.
So
It's always been 150 and then 300 for the performing artist groups.
okay. So right now, these numbers are, you mentioned something about agreed with MVA. So if I was a performing group dancer and I had 11 people, and my production on stage, right,
Yes.
is more than 3 hours, for example, that is $1,800 that you would pay?
No, it's flat at 6.
600 for 11
For
people
10 or more, yes.
at 3 hours.
Yes.
Okay. And I think I'll get back to that. Let me just calculate the math on that, because what we want to establish is to ensure that when you do the calculation, it's not less than the prevailing wage, which is 725, the Fair Minimum Wage Act, no?
Okay.
Okay, so I yield back to Rep. Julie, and let me figure out this calculation. I want to make sure that we are in accordance with the Department of Labor and the Minimum Wage Act. So if we're saying, for the record, as you stated, $600 for 11, or let's say 20, right? That minimum base rate is at 600 divided by X amount of people within the group. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I yield back to Rep. Julie.
Thank you, Chair. Gloriana, my next question is, how many artists are registered with CCAC? How many have actually been utilized? And what records document each artist's service, compensation, and island of residence? This committee directed production of those records under items 5 and 6 of its March 23rd, 2026 directive, covering every artist, artisan, performer, and cultural practitioner engaged from 2021 to present, including the basis of selection, the type of service, the compensation paid, and whether the selection process ensure fair geographic geographic representation from Saipan, Tinian, Rhoda, and the Northern Islands. Additionally, what conflict of interest safeguard those CCAC maintain when staff members or board members have personal financial relationship with grant applicants or event organizers? Are those safeguards written, and are they being enforced?
So we have, the registration is showing we have about 500 that have supposedly received the registration cards, but I can say that probably 100 some are actively participating. As far as payments and compensation, that will have to go to the grants that they applied to.
Okay, do you have the breakdown of each island? How many are registered artists?
I know that Rhoda is about, it's in this list, but Rhoda is about 30 something. Tinian Las was at around 16. The performing artists never submitted their applications when they register, and then the rest would be for Saipan.
And how many in Saipan?
300 some or 4.
300 some? 300 or 400?
Yeah, about 400.
300 or 400.
Yeah.
And so we're looking about, maybe if you say 300 to 400, 446 artists in the Marianas that have registered.
Correct. Well, our artist registration cards that have gone out is at about 5, but there were a few that we put down in Rhoda for when our new artists come in to register.
Okay, so looking at these numbers, can you tell me how many have availed, or at least a percentage have availed to this grant?
I would say maybe 100 plus. I don't know top of my head. The accountant, Abik, would you know how many have applied? Because everything is done through the grant, the applications.
Out of the 400, you're looking at almost 100
100
artists.
plus active.
How do you guys reach out to this artists and update them on, this opportunity, this grant opportunity?
We
How do
usually
you guys reach out to them?
Usually by email or by telephone, or the artist would call in to us.
So you're saying when you email, it's a mass email?
Mass email or sometimes individual emails, depending on how the coordinators email out the information.
So they're selected, meaning how do you select an artist to to participate in an event or a project or a program that they're requested to?
Most of the applications that have came in is request through schools, or they would do their individual application.
Okay.
But for like the Art in the Park or the Cantan Isla, we would call or we would make announcement on the paper and the KKMP, and that's how they'll come in and apply if they want to participate.
Okay. So, and that's how you do your outreach and updates to the artists.
Yes.
Okay. So when, for example, if, an individual group or the municipality requests the same performer every time, do you accept their request, or you have to go back and inform that specific category of, requests to the same person? For example, this band or whatever played in one island, and then the other, the municipality of Rhoda say, hey, I want the same band to play. How do you accept that? I mean, do you approve for them to play again after bypassing your, how do you call it?
On
your
that,
rotation. Your rotation. You said
yeah,
you have
on
rotation.
that situation, I just went with the request that came in only because she had spoken again to my secretary. But our discussion in Tinian, for example, I said that not this band for another band.
Mm-hmm.
But when my secretary went down to Rhoda, she said, please, I want the same.
Because your secretary said so.
Yes. And because she was adamant, she was calling. And I said, we'll see. But when my secretary came back from Rhoda, he told me that I told her that, yes, the same group will go down.
So let's say that group is requested 10 more times. You're going to keep.
I don't think so. This is our first round and about of visiting islands and for promotion, but it wouldn't be fair if it's just gonna be the same group over and over, considering that we have other, even they may be solo or just two, but right now it's the full band, one group of full band where everyone has a position to play. Yeah.
So let's say, for example, on another performers, let's say dance performers, right? Again, same group will request it, but then there's other interest artists that say, hey, we want to participate. Do you give that the other group the opportunity, or you went ahead and send the same group again?
The second group that went, it was minus the Chamorro group, because Mayor Froda had said there are female performers, so she only wanted the band and the Carolinian performers.
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
And just kind of clarifying and follow up, do you have any written MOUs with Road and Tinian?
No, we
So-
just get through invitation.
Okay, so assuming, do you have any Rhoda and Tinian representation for the council?
2 in Rhoda and none in Tinian.
Are they staff of the council?
Yes.
And so when the staff, do you collaborate with your staff and ask what the ideas are as far as what they should suggest, assuming it's for the Galitai Festival in Rhoda?
Yes.
Okay. And then if she says, I want, let's say, Parker, do you take that at face value? And say, okay, if that's what the people in Rhoda want, then we give Parker, or do you have discretionary powers to deny that request?
Probably moving forward, because like I said, this is the first time that artists were traveling under Arts Council. It was never in our grant program before. And previous invitations, we've had invitations from Tinian and Rhoda and Guam, and we've never participated because it was not in our grant. And so I had requested, and this was our first try to participate on other islands.
Okay. And did the council approve that action?
What do you mean?
Did the council give you the go-ahead to travel inter-island with the,
Artists?
with the artists and in collaboration with MVA?
Yes.
So the council did know of the travel.
Yes.
Did the council ask you if travel would be paid for under the grant?
Yes,
And would
because we were supposed to have a board meeting, and that was canceled. But the board members are aware of the travels.
so that was just like a call or a text?
No, we sat. I sat with the board members and I informed them that the group has been invited to Tinian and to Rhoda.
So was that at a meeting, a special meeting, a emergency meeting, a tourism meeting? What was it?
This, I think it was in one of the regular meetings that I mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yesterday you did mention that you would be bringing some of those minutes with you. Were you able to?
The minutes I was not able to bring. The other stuffs I was able. I need to go into my desktop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so in terms of the geographic inclusion of Rhode and Tinian, you do not have a set MOU. It must be approved by the board. There's no knowledge of when that board meeting happened.
We're meeting on June 24.
Right, but we're talking about now the travel that was already paid for by the mayor of Rhode and Tinian, which the council should have paid for initially, correct?
The council did pay for the trip to Tinian and Rhoda. It was only the, what do you call that, performance fee that I had asked from MVA.
Okay, do you have a copy? Did we get any copy of the performance fees, or is that just the wages of what she's paying? Short recess. To me, because we were looking at your records, no, and we don't see a performance fee. What is this performance fee?
So when they go out to perform, that they give fee, the performing group give a fee to charge. And so let's say, for example, they're going to perform at the Taste of Mariana's. They already set the fee. That is the artist fee. We call that the artist fee.
You set the fee, or the person that you are, the person that is seeking the artist's performance? Who sets the fee?
We already have the fee set at 600
Okay.
for, let's say, a full band group or a big dance group, more than 10.
So the fee schedule is also the payment schedule. And
What's payment schedule?
well,
and
because you're saying fee schedule, but when you say fee schedule,
artist fee.
okay,
Fee.
so artist fee. What is this artist fee that they also have to pay?
It's like their professional services fee.
Okay, so now that's my question. What is the difference then, Miss Gloriana, between an artist and a individual who has a professional service? How do you distinguish the two?
So the price rate that we have going is like for an individual performer, $150 for 30 minutes and $300 an hour. That's us and MVA. Yeah. And then if it's a group of more than 10, then it's $300 a half hour, 30 minutes, and $600 for an hour. And then groups of bands, solo, two or solo, it's still at $150, 30 minutes, and $300 for the hour.
Okay, and the artist has to pay this first? I am so confused because you have a rate guideline, which is a payout, right?
Yes.
That's what the the vendor is asking, right? That's her fee schedule for how much she is going to be paid to perform based on this, correct?
This is the fee that we have, that we pay the artists.
Okay. When
Yes.
the performance is done,
Yes.
but there's no other fee that they pay to participate.
No.
Okay. So, yeah, you got me a little. I'm just trying to understand
I'm
this
sorry.
because I'm a little confused. So I want to make sure that when they participate, this is what you're saying that
It's
they
supposed to
is
be their
supposed to be
fee.
paid, and
Yes.
this is your fee schedule guideline. Okay. So professional service. What's the difference between the artists? Because you didn't really answer my question, and I need to understand this because when you look at procurement, professional service is someone who has a established business license that provides a professional service. Then you have an artist, right, who is, let's say, a weave maker, bead maker. So what is the difference?
I would classify all of our artists under artist fee because they don't have license, like they don't have an established business as a musician or an artist to perform. So I would call it an artist fee, not a professional services fee.
Do you ever pay any professional services under this grant?
Have we ever, Abik? Yes, she's saying yes.
So, on what types of services do you pay for under this grant?
What type? I mean, all the grants go through you. I'm not sure what account is.
Short recess, please.
Okay.
Back from recess, and I'm sorry. Miss Gloriana, I'm going to go back because I think that's important. So we were
Yes.
on the discussion of what is the difference between artist and fee schedule. I mean, a
Yes.
professional service. So I took up one particular person, and you mentioned that this person you mentioned on that all of them, all of these people here are what?
They're all artists.
Okay. And none of them-
I think most of them, unless I see it on the whole list.
So can you take me back, define again what is professional services?
So my knowledge is that professional services are the ones with license.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you're claiming here for the record that all of these people here are artists.
Yes.
None of them are professional service.
Not to my knowledge, like to see their business license.
So they never
don't.
declare that to you.
No,
You don't ask.
no.
Okay. Joe, can you go all the way down, please? Slowly, and we'll see. Miss Gloriana, can you take a look at that list and tell me if anybody in there also has a business license?
No,
No one?
no.
Okay.
Or if they do, then they don't, I don't see it.
And for the record, the council doesn't ask if they do.
I did not ask, I
Okay.
just signed the application.
All right. And so have you ever paid professional service out of this grant?
This is under the grant.
Have you paid professional services under this
Yes.
grant? Okay. What services are they?
Just the ones that fall under the artists.
Okay, Jolie, can you take me down, please? All right, so stop right there. In the grant, if you look at grant fiscal year 2022, under this object code, and finances here, Miss Camacho, if you take a look at FG 120200003 is the project number. Is that a federal grant? Okay. And if we see under object code, it is identified 63000. Is that finance object code for professional services?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so all of these people listed under professional services, Miss Gloriana, do they have a business license?
Not to my knowledge.
And so why are they under professional services?
That is where the accountant charged it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you claim that all of them are artists.
Yes, they are.
So here's my question. Saipan Agriculture Fair Association, what do they do for you
They
under
had a,
professional services?
they applied to sponsor the performing artists
To do what?
to perform at the supposed agricultural fair.
Okay, so you paid them $5,000
Mm-hmm.
to have your artist perform?
Yes, there's like to have the performers perform at the agricultural fair.
So from the $5,000, did they take the $5,000 and pay the artist?
Not yet because the ag fair from last year was canceled.
So you still have $5,000 in the books. Finances, is that correct? Because we're showing it as paid.
Yes, it was paid out to the fair. They just haven't had the agricultural fair for the
So,
performers to be paid out of.
so can you carry over these funds?
We cannot carry over.
Okay, so now that didn't happen, what happens to the $5,000?
It has to be redeposited back to.
Okay, can I ask finance, please? Thank you. Ms. Pera, you have the floor.
I'm sorry. The date I gave you yesterday, you can cross-check and see with that date on. If you can pull it out. You see it?
Recognize Rep. Julie.
Gloriana, just for clarity, you said if an artist is paid under professional services, their business license is required?
That I am not sure.
I thought you just mentioned that.
I said my understanding under professional services is that they have to have a business license.
I recognize
Yeah.
some names here, and I know they don't have business license.
Yes, most of our artists don't have business license.
But
That
then
were
under
being
professional
cha-
services,
that
is it
were being
required-
charged under professional
Under the
services.
professional service, is the artist required to be paid under professional services, have to have business license? Yes or no?
I think they should.
Yes?
Yes, if it's under professional services.
So I'm seeing some names that I know don't have business licenses, but they're still they still
They
got
are getting paid.
So,
Yes.
so yes or no, do they have to have business license or not under this category?
I think they should. But going back, most of our artists don't, and most of them are not asked or when we submit the payment,
So
so.
really, it doesn't matter if they have business license or not, and they still can fall under this category of
Yes.
professional services. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Ms. Abek, I'm just going to ask you one question. This particular spreadsheet we're looking at, is this developed by GoSmart or your internal accounting system?
On
Okay.
into more microphone.
This is your internal, okay.
Coordinators review and it goes to Glorina for approval. Then it's to me. I just upload it in the system. So pretty much everything they give me, it says where to plug it. It's a professional services.
Do you have any reprogramming authority, Miss Gloriana?
Yes. Oh,
No, I
do.
don't.
You do? And how do you reprogram?
This is when we do the allotment.
Uh-huh.
And then once we just start, this is like totally new when I started doing the reprogram.
Okay.
Is when, what is that? When we were supposed to spend down and we couldn't spend it, like for example, the freight and handling, that we don't need it. That's when I reprogram it down to where we needed it.
Okay. I'd like to call a short recess, please. Thank you. So here's my question. Ms. Abek, how often do you reconcile your internal with finance?
Like I check the balance on a daily basis.
On a daily basis? Okay. And Ms. Cepeda, my question to you is, if there is reprogramming done, how does that process go? Do you need the expenditure authority to approve the reprogramming, or can that be done at a subordinate accountant level without the concurrence of the executive director or the secretary? Because actually, the secretary, because he's the expenditure authority.
Oh, we would receive the advice of allotment from the department, and it's always signed by the spending authority.
Okay,
It's prepared by someone and authorized. by
got you. So I'm gonna go back to Ms. Abek. Ms. Abek, if you get a request to pay, where does it come from? The board or the executive director or the secretary?
The executive director.
Okay, and if the executive director and you have an internal form that you fill out,
Is what?
Do you have an internal form? Or is it the same form that Ms. Cepeda is talking about?
It's the same form.
Okay, so you get the request comes from the executive director, it goes to you, okay? And then what do you do with it?
I prepared the allotment advice.
Okay, and then the allotment advice goes into Munis,
It goes to the secretary
okay?
for his signature,
All
then
right.
down to finance
Okay,
for approval.
okay,
And that's when I bring it down to the budget.
uh-huh.
Then I do the reprogramming.
So then technically, this internal is posted for you where you would post it, correct? The one that you see on the screen. Where grant award FY22, that's an internal system that you use to track your expenditure, is that correct? Okay, so for as far as you know, that is where these drawdowns had occurred, correct?
Yes.
So why would finance give me a report that does not show the same expenditure on your report? How does that happen?
I need to go back and check. Like I said, I need to update the.
Right, okay. Okay, thank you. Rep. Julie, if you have any follow-up? And for the record, counsel, can you take note of this exchange here? Because I think we need to go back and ask further questions later on, but we're gonna keep this moving because we gotta get to the end result. We're just here to establish how we can help fix this system, so we know that there's an issue. I yield back to Rep. Julie.
Okay, thank you, Chair. You know, every day, every hour, we get an updated on our findings. So, you know, we're kind of like all over the place, but our goal is to make, you know, to ensure that these applicants on our artists are, you know, are gonna get paid. So yesterday, I requested through Gloriana to provide me a list of those artists that she make publicly or announce publicly that will be paid this week. Do you have that information with you?
No, I don't. So, what happened was after we got back from the storm and we followed up for payment, and I had called Treasury and they said there are payments for, that's at Treasury awaiting drawdown. So I shared that information with Rep. Marisa and Senator Magofnia. And I'm not sure how it came about to go out in the paper. But the fact that when I called back to ask, because Senator Magofnia had asked me, do we have a release date? And I called back Treasury and I was told that there's no release date because request for payment has not been uploaded yet or no payment has been requested yet.
So the day that you publicly announced that there's gonna be payouts this week, did that information change after you went publicly?
I did not announce, like personally announce. I just shared the information. Yes, it was after that went on public that I was told by Treasury that
You're still gonna
all
do it,
those payments at Treasury since February, March, and April are awaiting requests.
So are they gonna get their payments this week, like you
No,
said?
no. Not according to Treasury, because they said we have to, when I was asking them, they said we have to gather all of these requests for payments and upload it to the grantors for them to send the money over. So no request for drawdown has been done for these payments.
So you're saying, where is that right now, that request? Is it still with you or is it with finance now?
It's, ABIC is trying to work on it.
So it's not with finance yet?
No, nobody made that request.
But you made publicly that there's gonna be payouts this week, so.
I made, when I shared the information with Rep and the Senator, I told them that I was told by Treasury that payments are at the Treasury, and they're waiting for the drawdown.
Agnes and Cynthia, did you guys make a drawdown for that payment for this week? or request a drawdown or something?
Rep Ogo, the department is responsible of doing their drawdown since April 1st.
Okay.
So it's out of our hands. If they need our assistance, we can assist them, but
So
they
you-
are responsible of moving forward, doing their drawdowns.
And who's responsible?
Arts
Now they're saying that we have to do the drawdown because we went on a, so it wasn't actually April 1st. It's April 10 that we were sent to finance to train. So we were trained for 2 hours and then the storm came in. My point is these things have been at Treasury since February, March, and April.
For the request to do the drawdown?
Yes.
Yes, for the payment, but before they can pay, you need to draw so they can pay it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why Neng, I'm saying for us to help us because at this time that it's scheduled at Treasury, we have no knowledge. It wasn't even supposedly our turn to do these drawdowns. So that's why I'm asking you guys if you can help because we've never done drawdown, only that April 10 practice before the storm. So the process that Treasury told me is that even if those names are with them already, we have to request for that drawdown. That's a separate
And
activity
before
again.
they make the drawdown, that has to be approved by Secretary Balaman, right?
It went through all the process already.
And it has to be released by him, the secretary, the process?
No.
No, it doesn't have
No.
to?
Now it's just us, or before it was finance, who would request for the drawdown, then the artists get
But
paid.
who sends them that approval to do the drawdown?
Finance.
If I can jump in.
Recognize Ms. Cepeda.
Initially, there was, when they came in for training April 1st, they did the project revenue allocation drawdown, but they never finished submitting or gathering their documents so they can upload it into the portal. I have generated billing from Arts Council that they generated the report, but they didn't follow through and submitted the requests.
Can I call a short recess so that we can see that submission, please? And before I do that, I'd like to recognize the presence of Secretary Bulliman. Thank you for joining us. I know that it wasn't our intention to see you today because you have the DNAP going on. So thank you for making the time. And so I'm just going to go ahead and call the short recess so that we can all kind of take a look at what we got. Thank you. Sorry, and we're back from recess. So before I give the floor to Rep. Julie, on your screen you see there's a internal and there's a external. The one on your right, if you're facing the screen, Jody, is this correct? Is this a finance generated sheet? And then on the left is the internal for CCAC. Is that correct? Okay. So I guess my question to on the screen, Ms. Camacho or Ms. Cepeda, if either of you can answer. We see that the total amounts are equal of $19,829.50. But my question is on the right of the screen, which is the finance generated. I see on line 335, date July 1st, 2025, banana leaf painting. And then when you go down to line 341 of the Excel sheet, 1 month later, 8/28/2025, I have a out of 4,000. Is that a credit debit action that you're seeing on line 335 and 341?
Madam Chair, can you scroll to your?
Okay.
I want to see that source document if it's
Okay.
the same. It could be a voided transaction.
Okay. It's a voided transaction? Okay.
It could be.
Okay. And then you also have then, we're indicating a 4,000, no? And let's look at line 334 on the Excel sheet. Cultural Immersion Youth Summit. And then then you have a, okay, so that hasn't been paid yet then. Is that correct? It shows a debit. Is that what the D stands for? Yes. Okay. So it was debited out of the account. Is that the action? Yes. Okay.
Up here at 334, right?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, 234.
Yeah. And I'm assuming the invoice number is 8955?
If you scroll up, the details of each category or column is on the top.
Okay.
The GO number, and
Okay.
then if you go left, it has yeah. Am I missing? Oh, column J is where you would find the check numbers.
Got you.
Yeah.
Can we take us down, Jody, to 334? So that shows a, wait, hold on. 334, hold on.
243275 check number
So those have been paid?
with check numbers. Yeah.
Yes, got you. Okay, I guess I will yield. Rep. Yangtamai, you're awfully quiet there. Did you have a follow-up or did you want to?
During the break, I was just telling them that it's confusing with the professional, the title of that column there on the left side. Oh, yeah, because it's written professional, but then some of them do not have licenses, right? Or, I don't know. Business license. Yeah, business licenses.
Okay,
There's a reason why they're doing that. They're just throwing things somewhere so they can.
and if you want to ask that as a question, you're free to do so. Oh,
Okay, so earlier I was asking that this is the one on the left side, the internal one, is kind of confusing to me because it's written professional services as the title, yet some of those artists don't have business licenses. But then I believe, I don't know, Mr. Secretary, you want to explain that? Thank you.
I guess we're trying to just reprogram funding into different categories that we can easily and quickly dish out to pay for these artists. And I don't know that these, in order to draw from the professional services, that individuals have to be licensed, but I stand corrected. That's pretty much how I can address that.
Thank
But-
you. I
but
yield.
Can I, Madam Chair and members of this committee, first of all, my apologies for being late. As you all know, I've got other rooms in the house that are aflame. But I think if we are here to find blame, I think it can go around just about for everybody. I mean, we know that finance as a whole is short in staff. I know that Arts Council is short in staff as well. So if we're here to find blame, it should be going all over the place. But if we're here to fix the system, then that's perhaps what we need to focus on, and not instigate scrutiny or scrutinize how the program is carved out. Let me just share that when I first got on board, and I'm not trying to pat myself or anything to that effect, when I first got on board, many programs were at risk. One of which was HBO, and we almost lost $6 million on that one. I also looked at Arts Council, and we had asked the grantor if they could do several things: reprogram, extend the performance period, so forth and so on, and they were mum. They didn't want to say anything. They didn't respond to any of our requests. And I sensed that the reason why was because we were asking for extensions of the grant, but we weren't spending. So that was, I turned to Gloriana and her staff, and I said, we should be doing nothing as far as requesting for anything to the grantors. We should be spending. Let's prove it to them that we can spend. And that's exactly what we did leading up to last year. And immediately they turned around, and there's two things they did. They not only extended the grant, but they also allowed us an FTE that was fully federal. This was never the case. So there's a lot of components, and there are a lot of areas within the management of the grant that were not there prior to my coming on board, and are now being allowed with flexibility, because we want to make sure that we address all the issues that the grantor continued to pose, issues that gave them the idea that perhaps there was a lot of hesitation as to the management of the grant. So we did that in arts, and to Gloriana's credit, the grantor is now very, understands that although we're challenged, we continue to ask for guidance from the grantor. 3 months ago, we went to Guam and we met with the chairwoman of the National Council of the Arts. And she actually provides advice to the president. And we informed her about the challenges that we were getting with regards to the grant. And immediately upon our return, we started, the grantor started reaching out back to us and, allowing us to do some of those flexibilities, some of those requests that we've been asking. So No, are not just doing what we normally do. We're trying to ask for every kind of flexibility, any kind of allowances that the grant can do. And as I mentioned yesterday, typically artists coming up from Rhoda and Tinian, that's coming from the mayor. And we do know that even the mayors are quite challenged. So that's why we reached out to the grantor and said, in order for us to do a successful flame tree and all these other signature events, we need your flexibility. We need your understanding on how we can successfully implement these signature events. So, yes, please, if we're here to fix the system, I welcome everything, all the questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary, for your comment. And yes, believe when I say that this committee is not here to pass blame, especially to finance and to your office. But in order to understand what the problem is to help you fix it, we must talk about what the key issues are. And right now, the key issue is I got a lot of people. In fact, about 34 pages of requests dating from April 19 all the way till May 6, asking the governor to help because people need to get paid. And that's our job. And our legislature is here to help facilitate that. But in order for us to facilitate it, we need to understand what the problems are. And let me just bring you up to speed. Earlier, we actually had I had a question about $5,000 for the agriculture fair that never happened and was paid out. And my next question to Ms. Gloriana, which probably didn't happen because I gave up my time to Rep. Ogle. But my follow-up question to that was, what are the steps that have been taken to recover the funds since the fair was canceled and it didn't happen?
Miss Marciano will be informed because it was her and through the agricultural fair. And so when that did not happen, she inquired if they can hold it for the next ag fair. And I had told her that it depends on the period of performance of where it was. But in anything, that funding has to be deposited back to the grantors because the event did not happen.
Right. And so who really asked for the grant? Because Miss Marciano works for a government entity. Is she a board member of the agricultural?
I am not sure, but it was she who applied under the agricultural fair.
Is that not a conflict of interest?
For her to apply under the ag fair?
Mm-hmm. It's government to government. Does your grant allow that? Did you ask for that extension or that flexibility? Yes or no?
Not that I recall.
Okay, so how do you manage to recoup the $5,000?
The agricultural fair will have to be the one to pay it back.
And agricultural fair, do they sign checks?
Yes, I think they do.
Because
I saw one agricultural check that I had seen they signed.
Right, so Miss Gloriana then would have to ask agricultural fair to pay back the $5,000 because Miss Gloriana doesn't have the authority to sign checks under her council or her department. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank
so
you.
It'll be deposited back to the treasury, and then they will put it under what account it was taken out of.
So that's the problem that we're talking about, right? That we need to fix.
Yes.
Okay, is that Ms. Marciano applied for a grant as knowing that she is a director of another agency that probably has the same mission and goals of the council, which is okay. But there's that is where the conflict lies, and that's a $5,000 approval. So that means the board had to approve that. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. And so when did the board meet to approve the $5,000?
Or I'm sorry, that $5,000 I can approve.
I thought anything over $5,000. So is it?
It's 5 and below. I can approve, and anything 5 and above has to go to the board.
So anything 5 and above.
Yes.
So is the baseline 5,000 to 10,001, or is it 49999?
I can sign off 5,000 flat.
Okay. I think Rep. Julie has a follow up on that, but you can sign 5,000 flat,
5,000 and below, yes.
5,000 and below. So it's
Yes.
5,000 all the way to 1 cent.
Cent, yes.
Got you. And then the board approves 5,001 all the way up to 20,000 or whatever your baseline is,
Yes.
no? Or your top number is. Okay. So again, just to bring us back, this is why we need to talk about it, because when we're dealing with money, there has to be a clear system. Otherwise, we have these vendors coming here, which is really not our job to fix. There's statutes, there's laws, there's agreements, there's functionality, there are systems that allow you how to move. They command you, actually. You can't go anywhere and say, I'm just going to type this in and then look at the thing and hopefully it changes. You have to command the task to do something, which is you either press a button or you tell somebody, either by phone or you write them a letter. That's how that's supposed to go. And somewhere along the line, this system is not working. Because now we find out that someone else applied for the grant under agricultural fair, who's also another staff for another place, and now she has to go back to the board of, or this nonprofit organization, to have them pay $5,000, which we don't even know that. What if they don't have the money, Miss Secretary? If they don't have the money to pay this back, where do you suppose we're supposed to get it?
Your guess is as good as mine.
So I'm pretty sure then if that's the case, then one vendor or one artist might suffer not getting paid, because that's the only other place where you find money is through the artists. I yield to Rep. Julie.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Going back to the question now is, who does the drawdown?
Finance, moving forward, will be us.
So moving forward, as of when? Will be
Our
you.
training in April.
So that drawdown is the one you're talking about, those artists getting paid possibly this week, or guaranteed will be paid this week?
Not from the process that I saw from Miss Cynthia for the
So
processing.
what payouts are you talking about then that's gonna be out this week?
The ones that were at Treasury where I was told.
Which ones?
So there's about 36 artists whose names are at Treasury that
For printout?
for printout. So when I called them, they said the first time I called, they said they're waiting for the drawdown.
So who
So
does
I
the drawdown?
shared
Yeah.
that information with Congresswoman and Senator. That's where that,
So who
Where-
requested that drawdown?
who what?
Who requested that drawdown?
As of them, as of Treasury, nobody has requested the drawdown yet.
So how is that gonna get printed if there's no drawdown?
A drawdown has to go into the grantors. And these payments are like at Treasury.
No, Chair, can we ask Finance if they did the drawdown? I mean, did you guys do a drawdown? Request for a drawdown?
We're not doing drawdowns anymore.
So you made that drawdown request?
We did not make the drawdown.
Why not?
We do not know, we are not familiar with the drawdown process. We've never done it. So these payments that were at Treasury,
You're expecting that they did that request?
yes. I thought because the
Did you
first
guys make
time
that
I called,
drawdown?
they said waiting for drawdown. But when I called to confirm what date are we expecting the checks, like you said next week, they said no, because we needed to request a drawdown.
What has to happen to make that happen today?
Nothing. It cannot happen today.
But
Bec-
is that request for drawdown being requested?
No.
A drawdown needs to be requested in order for the money to come in.
Yes, and that's my point now. Who requested that drawdown?
No one.
So who needs to make that drawdown request
Arts.
right now?
They're saying that Arts needs to make the drawdown.
So.
I'm saying it should have been done prior to us coming
So you
into
found
training.
out that you need to do the drawdown.
Rep.
Why
Julie.
can't you request that
Rep.
drawdown?
Julie,
I'm sorry.
Rep. Julie. Yeah, we'll have some decorum here, otherwise I'm
Sorry.
gonna call a
I don't know
short
if they're
recess.
hearing me, yeah, but yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna call a short recess and then nothing's gonna be put on the record. So please redirect and then, kind of take a breather and then ask the question. Thank
Yeah,
you, Rep. Julie.
So I just wanted to hear from whoever does the drawdown should be doing the drawdown yesterday. Who does the drawdown or request?
We are supposed to, according to finance, after our training in April, we are supposed to be doing the drawdown.
Okay. Did you make that request?
No, because we don't know the process. I mean, they showed us on paper, but we don't fully know. So I asked Ms. Agnes if we can go to their office for them to guide
the
us
drawdown.
on at least one hands-on activity. We've never done drawdown.
Can you do that? Make that request? Can finance make that request?
We can schedule a session for them to initially do it,
Okay.
and we'll just guide them.
Yes, to come in for us to sit
That was
with
the,
their guidance.
that's what we decided yesterday. If they cannot go in today, they're gonna reach out to us and let us know.
Okay, so you guys have to make that communication already for whoever, maybe
Yes.
helping them do the drawdown or make that request, right? And once that request is made, how long does it take to print the check for payout?
Once the drawdown is received in the bank,
No, printing check needs to go
That's
to
it?
the grantor.
Go to the grantor
Yes.
and wait for the grantor to approve it?
Yes.
yeah, upon their approval, and when the money is deposited,
And
that's
how
when
long
they
does that
can.
usually take?
Usually it takes a while.
So you're saying those artists that you mentioned publicly are gonna be paid this week,
From my first info from Treasury.
but you never went back and
Yes, I went back to Treasury to
No,
ask them when.
publicly to inform the artists that's not gonna happen.
No, because I'm trying to get confirmation on us when, like how long the process is.
So there was no confirmation that they're actually gonna get paid. You're just assuming that they're gonna get paid, right?
When I said, yes, the drawdown, I would say yes, because when I was told that they're waiting for the drawdown, I said, oh, by next week it's gonna come out.
Which is
Not,
this week.
yes, not knowing that there's another process that it has not been requested through the grantors yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it goes to the Treasury, my understanding is that, well, moving forward will be us, but previously, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but Finance will then gather all the names that are at Treasury, all the information that artists with attachment, and then they will upload it to the grantors.
May I interject here?
Recognize Secretary.
Thank you. So previously, this process of drawing down has been with finance all this time.
We understand that.
And this is applicable to all the other grants that we manage as well. It's finance. And like I said earlier, they are short on staff because, and this is partly maybe a fault of mine or what, I don't know, but we have folks who used to work at finance who are now working at the different divisions at DCA doing the drawdowns. And now we have the arts trying to learn how to do this drawdown. And I must say, all these other folks that had to be trained were trained an entire day, one-on-one, to learn how to do this drawdown. And back in April 10th, when these folks were given the training, they only got two hours of training. So if your question is, who's going to expedite this drawdown and get these people paid, We're not equipped to do that drawdown as we speak because we need to be trained. Finance, however, have been doing this for the longest time. We are open to take over the responsibility. But if to answer your question, how can we expedite this? We can't. We're not able to do so unless we've finished all the training that we need to do. Simply put.
Okay.
I understand that, I'm sorry, go ahead. I understand that, Secretary, but the point is, she made it publicly and gave hope to these artists that are waiting for these checks, that this week it's going to happen. You know, I understand it takes a while. It sounds like it's gonna take a while, even though you guys make that drawdown today, it's not gonna happen right away. But, you know, going out and giving that promise to this artist that to expect that check sometime this week, how are you gonna explain that to them again? When you don't
I'm
even
sorry,
have the answer,
Congresswoman. I did not call any artists. I just informed Ms. Marisa and Ms. Senator Corina of what I was told at the Treasury. How it went out to the media, I did not do it. But when Rep. Marisa called me following up on a payment, I told her that I just spoke with Treasury, and they said that there are payments at Treasury that are awaiting drawdown. So when I called back Treasury, asking them when can the checks be released, that's when they told me that they need to get the drawdown request. And I asked, where is the drawdown request? And they said, it's not with them yet. So that's when I reached out to finance. But yes, I'm the one that told Rep. Marisa and Senator Corina, but I did not go out to the media. I just informed the two reps because they were both inquiring at the same time. I just gave them what my word was from Treasury.
So you're saying the media should retract that article?
I think they should, but I did not go out to the media. I just informed the two that that's what I got from Treasury.
So, Gloriana, are there any other artists pending to be paid other than the 36 that you are, you know, planning or to do a request for drawdown?
I am not sure if finance still has some, but I have the bundle that you had requested. So I have the 3 groups that have yet to be uploaded and to request. So this is where we're gonna be taking over, uploading and requesting for drawdown. But the list that you had asked me, I brought it today.
So you're saying, can you give me a number of how many artists are still waiting for, that has done the project, has, you know, performed their project, are still pending?
About 52.
All the way back to 3-4 years ago. 52, you say?
Yeah, well, 52 is what I have right now. I cannot tell you about how many that are pending because not to my knowledge. The last time we had was with the issue with the Rhoda artists where we were going back and forth.
So, are there any pendings from 2021 to, let's say, last year for payout?
Not to my knowledge.
No, okay. So those,
Unless I go in, because the process here is when the coordinators forward me the applications, I just sign off on them and forward it to the, from time to time I would get update when we went into the Go Smart, but to go back to 21, I cannot recall.
okay. I know, I mean, it's a fact that, you know, Arts Council received awards from 2021 to present, correct?
Correct.
And you, right now, there's about 699,000 left, right, to be expended?
Around, yes, around that time.
The portal was activated last year, March, right?
May.
May. So, because that was only last year, what happened to the other, you know, manual applications that are being submitted? Are there any pendings from that application?
I know of 2.
Okay.
I know of 2 that were just submitted. I guess we're just gonna have to go with that, or unless we wanna transfer all the information into the portal. But the 2 that were submitted was from a project done with the public school system around 2024.
But the ones that are, 2024,
Yeah.
okay. And you don't have, do you have those records in possession, those
The-
applications?
Yes, the
Okay.
applications are there because I'm still working back and forth with the applicant. I told her I needed to check the period of performance. It took her a while to get all the projects that she went out and did at the schools and
Okay.
get her list together.
All right, so yesterday you said you only have 22 pending application, 5K and below. Is that
In
correct?
the portal, to my
portal.
knowledge, that needs to for me to look at.
Okay. Now, as of June 9, I received an updated numbers of applicants that are still pending for you to review. 115.
Where did that come
It
from?
doesn't matter, just
Not to my knowledge. But what I can do after is I can check our coordinator who is charge of the portal, that she's the one that's doing, because like I shared yesterday, everything in the portal will not change until such time that their payments come out. Then Lucille will go in and update the portal to change who's been funded and start changing
okay.
the,
So let's say, who's authorized to do that? You and Lucille?
it's actually Lucille.
Okay, but you
Yeah.
have access to the
I
portal
have
to make that
access to
change?
see, Lucille have access to make the change. When Emma formed this portal, I was out sick for a month, so pretty much Lucille was given all the access.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this 115 application, there's a total of artist request amount of $351,779. And there are 19 applications, 5K and over, for a total of $315,321. We had a conversation at one point that all the applicants, submission of applications are never rejected, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say we compute this two amount, let's assume that, you approve and the board approve all of these applications, right? So you're looking at possibly, totaling the two, right? It's about 667,100, and we have about 690,000 left, correct? So your Arts Council is now left with about 22,900 for the rest of the year.
Depending on what year it's charged, because we have 22, 23, 24, and 25 open.
But the 690,000 is all the way back to the 2021, is that correct?
2022 and beyond,
2022 and
because we
beyond.
closed 2021.
Okay.
Or in the process. of.
Okay. And if these applicants are all approved, would there be enough for all those payouts for them?
Yes.
Okay.
So the list that I have for you, there's about 18 applicants for the board to approve. That's in the total amount of 305,911.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than the portal's tracking system, do you have your own tracking system internally? Meaning, tracking the application's whereabouts,
That should be with the coordinators, yes.
and you don't have access to that?
Not the tracking system that is newly developed by Miss Lucille.
Which is,
So she,
what platform is that?
in the portal, the Go Smart, because I was telling her that when an applicant submits, we have no date of when they submitted. And then we have no date on the portal of when it was moved forward. So pretty much if I go into the portal, I'd get lost because I don't know who's been forwarded, and so that is the new additional to the program she created when she was here, the 2 months that she was here in Saipan, supposedly
That's
for
through
free.
the portal. Do you have your own internal tracking system?
Mhm.
And who
The
updates that?
accountant,
And who updates that?
Abic.
Abic,
No, not the portal, our in-house system for the
what
grants that
system are you
go
using
out.
for the tracking system? What are you guys using? Google Share or just an Excel or what?
I think she's on Excel because I have seen on her, when I ask her, Abic, how many did we send out? She would send me the Excel of how many. That's what she's asking, the internal.
Yeah.
Yes, I will respect your request, Executive Director. Short recess, please. From recess. I believe Executive Director called for the recess. So Rep Gloria, I'm sorry, Executive Director Gloriana, you have the floor.
Thank you. So, Rep. Julie was asking, Rep. Ogo was asking of the in-house tracking. And so for the Go Smart, Ms. Lucille recently created a tracking for us on Google. And so she would be the one that know, but we do now have a tracking of the grants to have better understanding of which one has left and which one is still pending. Miss Lucille,
Oh, sorry. Who has access?
Miss Lucille and the two coordinators,
Who are the two coordinators?
Orlando Limis and Nicholas Nekai.
And I believe you. You're
Yes,
also
she
included?
said me. I just haven't gone in yet.
So if the tracking system's not updated, how do you know where it's at?
I would go back if I'm looking for a grant application whether it was submitted or not prior to that we didn't have tracking. I would go back to Miss Abik, or sometimes I call Miss Cynthia at Finance just to see if the name has been uploaded to them.
So what's the point of having a tracking system if you're not using it or updating it? And that would really, eliminate any delays and.
Well, the tracking system was just established by Lucille March when I sent her up supposedly for Flame Tree. And so she went in and she was cleaning the portal and came up with the tracking.
You also have access to the portal to update it, right?
Not
Goes-
to update.
Meaning, so what is it? What kind
Only
of-
Lucille has I can only go in and see the applications and like print them up like I did today for the.
Okay, so after reviewing an application, right? Who does the update of when you reviewed it?
I think that would be Lucille. What do you mean, like when I update? So
So when you review an application, let's say you review the application, you wrote note down June 10, 2026, right? You reviewed it. Who updates that you reviewed that application on your tracking system in the portal if you guys are not using your own internal?
it would be either me or Lucille, but like I said, I haven't gone into the portal yet for review.
Yes, I can see that here. Actually, in the portal, there's one, this is an example. One applicant submitted their application on December 9, 2025. There's no update to date that it's been reviewed. That's in the portal as of June 9,
And it was uploaded December.
2025. And the
And-
amount is 4,985.
And no update as of when are you looking at?
There's no update as of today. Review start date.
Does it, and the amount of what did you say?
4,985. I can give you the application number if you want.
4,985. Okay, I wouldn't have access, but that is something that I can go in and check, but that is in the tracking that you're looking at?
That's the portal, and it's a spreadsheet, and it says here, submission date, funding request, of course, it has the number, the number of the applicant, application number, their name, project title, funding request, submission date, and review start date. So the oldest application here is August, I can see August 7, 2025. There were 3 requests or submission of application. Review start date, 0. None, not even updated.
So we have, I think that date sounds familiar. We have an artist that had emailed me that her application was never reviewed or entertained. And when I reported that to Ms. Lucille, our coordinator who's charged of that, she found out that this particular applicant has 3 accounts in the GoSmart system. So I can follow up on that, but that could be the reason why those applications were not entertained, because
But then there's actually, I can say, 115 applications are not reviewed or updated on the portal that's been reviewed. 115.
so when you go into that portal, Lucio needs to update. If you go into the portal, there's a section of received, there's a section of funded, I think. So those ones that are funded are the ones that she has to go into that portal and update that 115 because it's less than.
We're talking about the tracking, because we're trying to, close that bottleneck. So if the problem is, it starts from the reviewer, and you do the reviewing, right, of the applications.
It's
There's
the
one-
coordinators. So when an application comes in, the coordinators go
review.
through and go review and make sure that everything is in place. Then
And
they
they send it
forward
to
it
you.
to me.
Okay.
Then I sign it and forward it to the accountant for upload.
Okay, so this 115, there's no update. 115 applications, there's no update on the review date.
Okay, so those,
115,
this is on the portal.
yeah. And there's actually 19 applications over 5,000 that has not been reviewed also.
Okay, I'm not sure the 19, but I have 18 with me. That's gonna be reviewed unless there's
By
a
the
new
board.
one.
And you're having the board's
Meeting on June
June
24th.
24th?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was scheduled for April 17, but the storm had.
When's the
Come
last
to-
time the board, reviewed application? Because that's a lot of application, and that's dated back to last year.
I think that was in February when the board had a
Did they approve
special
any?
board. Yes, and they are in this, the one that's at Treasury now, the few that they had approved for 5,000 and more.
Okay. I think it's very important that you keep up with and be consistent on your tracking in order to close that bottleneck, because, if you're wasting a lot of time calling up Treasury, hey, did we send this? Did you guys print that? If you have that information, you don't have to make all those calls, right?
It's each finance that I would call with the Treasury, they usually give us a master list of who they paid, and like now that we have lists that are to be paid out, they send us an updated list of who's pending for payment.
And how many of those pending for payments?
There's about 36.
Is there more than that?
Artists are 36, the rest are vendors.
We're
are
just talking about
regular.
the artists right now, yeah. So the ones that I'm following is the one that have submitted applications through the portal, and then prior to that. 36 is the only one pending for payment right now?
Yes, 36.
All the way back to last year or the previous year?
No, the ones from previous years, it shows here already when they're paid already, the master list from Treasury. Yeah, so it shows who already got paid, but they usually give us an updated when someone is on the list for printout or for payment.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I have other questions, but I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna just review everything. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Rep. Julie. Rep. Yang Tim, do you have anything to follow up on? Okay, and I don't want to continue with any more clarifying questions in terms of admin and procedure. I think I'm highly convinced that there is an internal concern here, but I think two of my questions are going to be directed at, I guess, Secretary. Does your account get pulled anything for indirect costs under the NEA grant?
Absolutely.
How much?
That depends on the amount of the grant. I believe it's, I think there's a certain formula.
Okay, but you do get pulled out indirect costs. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask Finance, because you should have all of these. I believe when the grants come in, there is a procedure internally at Finance that you have to upload certain information so that you are given the right information when you conduct a semi-audit, I believe, when they're requesting the drawdown. Is there anything on the form that is given by any grantor or any federal funds that indicate in the system NEA is being charged in indirect costs?
Not for arts.
Not for arts. So, but they are charged on another account. Is that for salaries?
Madam Chair, we
Yes.
don't assess the indirect cost to the NEA grants at all.
Okay, got it. So you're only just payables. You're just paying.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, got it. And so the grants office is the clearinghouse here. And my next question is, technically, Mr. Cabrera, he is supposed to be helping you manage, right, your system and training and all that, because finance has a different function. Finance not supposed to be giving you the training based, honestly, if you really look at the statutes, no? It is the clearinghouse responsibility and your own grant manager to assist you on that. And I believe that at one point we had Mr. Epi here and we were talking about, once again, the same things, drawdowns and all kinds of stuff that had to do with internal financing and accountability. So, Ms. Gloriana, who is your point of contact at the State Clearinghouse for grants?
No one. So we go down to grants office, like if Margaret is gonna do the reprogramming. But for us to have an analyst, the last time we went down I thought we had issue with our grant,
Okay,
and
so-
nobody's assigned to us.
So you don't have anyone with your grant. So who does your reporting?
She does the reporting, Avik.
Why?
It's always been, she's the one who's doing it. During Parker's time, were you doing during Parker? I am not sure who was doing the reporting during Park's time, but
Okay. And the only reason why I'm asking is because you have the State Clearinghouse, who is mandated by law to take in all of the grants, whether it be TAP, whether it be arts, you name it. They have to provide you the guidance. It's in the law. And you don't have a grant manager to help you facilitate in the reporting. So that's a problem that we need to fix. And I'm taking note of that because finance is only to help you pay, right? And it kicks it back when it recognizes that you cannot pay it under this account. And it will inform you that you cannot use this account, use another account, or we're going to draw down from this other account. That's finance job. And the fact that finance is willing to provide that extra time to provide you the training on Munis is really out of their job description. But I have to thank Payables for offering that assistance when technically it should be the Grant State Clearinghouse. And I'll make sure that I reach out to the Grant Clearinghouse and see how we can help the council find its own dedicated, at least, no? Because if your secretary is stating that you are now getting charged an indirect cost, that indirect cost technically is supposed to be used, some of it for that portion. And so I'm taking note of that, and I'm definitely going to bring that up in the committee report. Yes, Secretary.
Madam Chair, I don't think any of our divisions has been assigned an analyst or whoever to communicate back and forth with the grants clearinghouse.
And Secretary, I don't think it's about, for me, the way I read it, no, and I understand the creation of the executive director and the functions of the grant clearinghouse is to really provide assistance for and make sure that we don't lose grant money. Reporting comes from the executive director of any agency, right? And the accountant's job is internally to work with finance. That's it. Pay it, receive it, dock it down, figure it out, draw the right account. That's her job, right? The clearinghouse has its other function to tell you got timelines coming up. Draw those paper, make sure that you're drawing down fast, hurry up, you have to spend. No? Your grant's about to expire. Do we need to ask for an extension, right? That's what the state clearinghouse is supposed to do because we know that there's no local money. And we need the federal funds, however much we have, to make sure that we spend it the way that it has been awarded. And the CNMI, through the legislature, have provided these safeguards by establishing the state clearinghouse to give you those types of protections, right? And it is clear and evident that you don't have one, and so we need to fix that bottleneck as well, so that the executive director has enough supports to create, draft, and report directly. I don't think any more undue hardship should be given to an accountant when that's really out of her purview, if she is doing the job, because you don't want to burn out. And at some point, people burn out. And let's face it, we're all burnt out,
Yes, we are
right?
overwhelmed and
We're
burned out.
overwhelmed with everything. But the biggest thing about this committee was when we had received these complaints. And, you know, Rep. Julie has been actually conducting this investigation alone for the past 2 years. But we found a connection between Arts Council and NVA, which was why we brought this up to this committee. And it just so happened that they weren't getting paid, right? And for the record, yes, I did receive your transmittal and correspondence. And that was after Miss Karina had met, Miss Senator Karina had publicly come on. So I, for the record, did not give your letter to the source media. That's not my place. I think that correspondence should be held with its integrity if your CC copies did not include the media, right? And I would not do that to jeopardize the integrity of the council, let alone its leadership. What I will say is that this committee also has a commitment. Just like you have a job, we have a job as well. And at the end of the day, we want to figure out how to best pay these people. And so we're going to wrap this up really, really soon. But Ms. Gloriana, you mentioned that you had the GoSmart software do you pay for this software?
Yes, we do.
Under what account?
Under the Creative West.
Creative West.
Yes,
And
it's-
is that, do you have the professional services line item to pay for that under that account?
Creative West is the NGO.
Yeah. Come again, Rep?
Director, so you have GoSmart. You pay for the software, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how much, never mind, I'm not even going to get into that. So you pay the software. How much do you pay the software provider?
I think this last one, Mr. Zuzu was talking to me about it was like around 1,000.
1,000 a year?
Yes.
Okay, it's pretty reasonable. And so if you fail, so they collect all this data, all the artists upload, everything, they collect it all.
Yes.
In the event that you fail to pay, the council fails to pay for whatever reason beyond your control, maybe the grant expired and whatever, or we have another typhoon and we miss the deadline, no? So if we miss this, and this software is the custodian now of all of our data, our artists portfolio, right?
Yes.
Which should be proprietary to the Commonwealth and to the council. What happens if you don't pay? What happens to that data? Do you get locked out of that system?
We have not.
But if
tried
you don't
getting-
pay, you get locked out.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Albick, I'm sorry, you're the accountant. I'm going to ask you. So if they don't pay, automatically that system will freeze. Is that right?
I believe so.
Okay, but you do have a contract in your custody, right?
Under the Creative West,
Yes.
I don't handle that part, but I think, yeah, they'll freeze the account.
Okay, and so that's my big concern, right? Because now we have our talent and their portfolio being managed
Yes.
by someone who has no knowledge of us here. So if you can figure out a way, you can save $1,000 and you can probably put it to, extra services for your staff. Maybe a Christmas party or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? If it's allowable. But you don't need to do that. You can develop that locally. You have enough talent on Saipan to create that here. And the most important thing about that is that data and that portfolio belongs to us. No one else owns that. And we now create a map and a footprint for the world to see. We can actually patent our stuff because you're the state council. So there's a lot of imaginary and forward thinking that we can do. And I think in terms of why we're here is basically to pay. So I'm going to ask a follow-up question, and this is about the payment. You said earlier with Rep. Julie, you have about 115 pending invoices below 5,000. Is that correct?
No.
Okay. How many 5,000, below 5,000 invoices do you have pending for fiscal year 2026?
The ones I have with me right now on pending are about 52.
Okay, for FY 2026.
I'm not sure what FY because depending on which grant they're going to charge it to.
So you have that document with you now?
Correct.
Okay, short recess. And just so that the public, and we're going to try to be as, we're going to be transparent. During the break, we kind of, executive director gave us the amount of invoices, which I did not ask, but I will ask now because it's on the record. Executive Director Gloriana, the documents that you had submitted, is that does that support your your Mariana's Variety statement that 30, where's this stuff? That 59 applicants will be paid. Is that true? No. Okay,
No,
all right. So you gave me a number, 5,000 and below, which you can approve, is
correct.
22, what I counted.
22,
22 applicants on what I counted. Is that correct?
correct.
All right. That 22, has that been uploaded into the system?
No.
When can you upload the 22 in the system since you can approve it?
Once we're done with the drawdown, we want to do the request for drawdown first, and then we start uploading all the pending that needs to be uploaded.
Which is the 22.
Yes,
Okay.
and the others.
Well, let's just concentrate on the
On the
52
22.
because that's the one you can
Or
approve.
52, yes,
Like today, if you go back to your office, you can sit down and start approving it, correct?
correct.
Will you do that today?
Yes,
Okay. Secretary, will you ensure that she approves the 52? Joe, can I have the 22, please? Okay. Ms. Gloriana, I gotta put this on the record, okay? And there is a number, hold on. That way I don't disclose anybody's name. I wanna see if there is a internal tracking number. All right. If there is a secretary, Ms. Obick, or somebody that can take notes, please. CCAC artist number 2024210. Executive Director, this amount is less than 5,000. Will you be able to approve that today when you leave?
yes.
Okay.
I think most of the ones I gave copy to you have been, I approved them already.
Okay.
It's
So,
just a matter of us
all right.
uploading them
So
now.
you have approved CCAC artist number 2024250. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I need to put this on record because again, if we have to do something more, it is on journal, okay?
Correct.
CCAC 2025419. Munis number 104622. Was that approved? Or was that downloaded?
Yes.
CCAC 2023173103493 Munis number.
I approve.
Okay. CCAC 2020003, I don't know if this is a 6 or 1, Munis number 100776 or 1. You approve?
Yes.
I see your signature dated 4/7. And these ones are the ones that you now must upload to Munis, is that correct?
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
And when will you upload this, Miss Executive Director, on the system?
As soon as we're done with requesting for the drawdown,
Got you. And how long will that take?
maybe by Friday. If finance is gonna sit with Miss Abik, or I'll say by Monday. Give us
If
more
I can
time.
chime in,
Okay, hold on. So by Monday, and then let me redirect, okay, Executive Director, one moment, no? And let me get finance, because finance also has a gazillion
Silly-
things.
yes,
Okay,
I
so we want to
understand.
make sure that there's no false hope, but at least get some hard timelines so that we can assure that we're all everyone here is doing their job, okay, to get this problem resolved. Yes, Ms. Cepeda, you have the floor.
Director, it's better if you upload them and then we'll submit it together with whatever is pending.
With the
Rather than
drawdown?
doing the drawdown now and then have them wait for another drawdown.
Okay, so can we sit together
No,
by,
it's a matter of you guys doing your part first, and then when it's approved and posted through the approval process, then that's when you come in and we'll assist you with the drawdown.
together with this?
I mean, if they're gonna get paid, they're gonna have to wait until this money that we're gonna do the drawdown for, this individuals, they're gonna have to wait until this money comes in.
And how
So might
long
as
are we
well-
looking at?
Your grantor takes a long time for it to approve, so.
So, Abik, you can do the upload by tomorrow, and then we'll work together.
Approve and post.
Yeah.
And then,
I cannot say by tomorrow, because it depends on how many do we have, how many
There's
I'm just saying-
22, there's 22 below 50, I mean 5,000.
22 plus another 24 for the NMD to put together.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute, we're moving fast. We're just talking right now about the 5,000
And
up
below?
below, because you cannot approve the 5,000 and above to June 24. Okay, let's talk about the 5,000 below. You've already approved a set of 22 people that will be paid. However, we need CCAC and the team needs to download into the Munis system these documents.
Yes.
Okay? And I'm asking you, Ms. Gloriana, 22, you have a scanner at your office?
No.
So how do you propose you're supposed to upload this into the,
We are going to have to go, right now we are temporarily with the DYS at KCC. And so they're the ones who's been assisting us with the computer and the
okay.
printouts.
I'd like to call for a short recess, please. Sorry, short recess.
Okay.
You, Executive Director. And so we were trying to figure out how we can best address all of the invoices that you had brought up and presented. We do understand that there is a group of individuals that have opted to have a liaison to act on their behalf, and we respect that. Everyone is entitled to have someone act on their behalf if they feel they need to do so. And those are identified under the Miss NMD files. For the record, everything in the NMD file here is below 5,000 or above 5,000.
Below 5,000.
And have you approved all of those?
Correct.
Thank you. Now, for the record, you also have additional invoices that you had given to us because that's why we're here for this meeting. And you have professional service invoice, 2026 International Women's Month celebration forms, payment forms. And all of this in custody. I know I was reading some out earlier, but to save time, all of this right here is what we will be including in our report that you have signed and paid 5,000 and below outside of NMD. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so we had also decided that because we're here to help the council and figure out how to get the artists paid, we also did extend some assistance to the grants office. And I encourage you to seek the assistance of the grants office because that's why they're there. And once they have assisted you with uploading all of these into the system, that would be the only time, Executive Director, that would trigger finance to pay.
Correct.
And should there be any discrepancies within these invoices, finance will reach out to Ms. Obick. Ms. Obick will reach out to you and so forth, which you had mentioned to us on the flow chart of how your operation works internally. Okay? Now, as far as uploading all of these documents, how soon, for the record, to give our artists some peace of mind? How soon? And you can be as realistic as possible, no? Because we've already gathered enough to know that there needs to be some form of intervention so we can help you, okay? How long and how soon will it take for you to go to EPI to help you upload all of these invoices? 22, that's 40 invoices, plus the separate on the side. So about almost 100 invoices, no? Give or take. How soon?
Abik is the one who usually does the upload, so
Okay.
can we go, I want to ask, can we go and check EPI tomorrow? And as early as tomorrow so we can see how fast
Okay.
or how quick we can do uploads.
All right. And so just so that people know that there is no, these are a consolidated group of people, no special interest, no nothing. It is all the invoices that have stemmed months back that are now going to be addressed to be paid as far as February. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, Miss Gloriana, so you will go and visit Epi tomorrow with Miss Abik, and you mentioned on the record that you will see him tomorrow to assist you in getting all the requirements so that we can trigger finance to start paying and requesting all the drawdowns. Okay, tomorrow, I hope, I don't like to say expect because things happen and emergencies happen. My hope is that you go and go there. And if you need any more assistance from us, Rep. Julie's here, I'm here. and we're here to help you. At this time, I yield my time to Rep. Julie for any other follow-up or closing remarks, and Rep. Yang Tamai after. But Rep. Julie, I recognize you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairwoman Marisa, and I'm glad we're ending this because I think my blood pressure is up of the stress. But anyways, the whole point here, I guess we can say three things, right? First of all, we want to make sure that all the artists are paid, and hopefully, at a reasonable time, and second is we don't want to lose the fundings, any more future fundings for this program. Our artists, they don't make much. I mean, so they perform, what they're tasked to perform and to be paid. So they earn this award. And thirdly, we're here to try to help you guys if you need our help to better the system, the process, and hopefully, avoid any more of this situation. Thank you again for your time, and we appreciate it very much. That's all. I yield.
Thank you, Rep. Ogle. Rep. Yang Tamai?
So Rep. Julie mentioned everything already, so I don't want to repeat. Thank you. And I'm happy that we're able to help each other. Okay, thank you.
Secretary, do you and your team have any parting words before we dismiss you? And then I'll dismiss this committee. Ms. Gloriana, do you have anything else to say?
Yes, I just wanted to say or to thank Rep. Julie. This is not the only time that we've crossed paths. She's constantly checking in on me to see how far the artists are. And considering I'm kind of new, not so new already, but I'm still learning also of all the process. So I appreciate her jumping in to say, what is this and how is this going? And try to keeping me in line.
Madam Chair.
Secretary, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of this committee. A couple things. One, I just want to clarify that just like major siting permits or one-start permits, when applicants submit their applications, we review for completeness and appropriateness, right? Not once have we denied a major siting permit. We just send it back and say, hey, do it this way, do it that way. So to your point, Congresswoman Ogo, yeah, we do not deny applications, but we do make sure that it's complete and it's done properly. That's one. And the other thing is, again, I just have to continue stressing that, yes, we're learning this process, and I feel for the artists. Earlier your comments about they don't make much, yeah, perhaps, but I kid you not, $400 for 4 hours is quite a bit. At times I feel like I'm in the wrong business. But be that as it may, they're the experts. They know the skill sets. So, but the bottom line is, yes, they did the service. They rendered the service. They are owed the compensation. But thank you for getting everybody together here. I'm glad that everybody in the workflow is at least sitting at this table to make sure that we understand fully what the challenges are. And so moving forward, we're going to, since the transition of doing the drawdowns is now with us, we're going to make sure that we get the proper training. And I'm hoping that our friends from finance do make the time to provide that proper training so that we can expedite these things and not have to come back here and respond to your inquiries. Thank you.
And thank you, Secretary. And before I release you, Ms. Gloriana, one more thing I forgot to ask. Your board meeting's on June 24, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I urge you, as an executive director, to get with your council and let them know the trials that you have and how they can help you fix your internal systems, no? And please mention at your meeting that you expect action that day because these people need to get paid.
Okay.
And this committee is anticipating that once you have those minutes and that is adjourned and you've got that action to pay them, I anticipate and my hope is that you take it straight down to EPI. And for the record, once again, EPI is the state clearinghouse. Mr. Secretary and Executive Director, I need to be very clear because I cannot do any more tasks on payables when the first step is to download. No? Download everything, then that's when they come in. We cannot burden finance payables to provide you that training because that training is separate. It's very different flow from what you need to do. These guys have a different flow chart. You have a different flow chart. So, okay? Please see Epi. Epi was nice enough and he recognized that we called. And so he is waiting for you guys there also to get his guidance, no? So thank you. And can I get a motion to release the team? Oh, I forgot to thank my team at Finance. Thank you, Ms. Cepeda, and thank you, Ms. Camacho. You surely did enlighten us about the process on the payable side, and I think we're a little bit more educated when it comes down to the flow and workflow of what you do and all the federal accounts that you handle. For the two of you to handle everything. So thank you for not giving up, and thank you for being patient with the rest of the team, and thank you for coming. So you are now released. Thank you guys for coming. Ms. Albeck, thank you so much. No, I appreciate you guys. Okay. Rep. Julie.
Real quick, and I also want to thank you for accepting my request to look into this situation. So thank you, Chairwoman Marisa Flores, for taking up this opportunity. Thank you.
We work together. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. Short recess. And thank you. We are back from recess, and a lot of us had said our final words. And I'm glad that we were able to get some hard dates and some resolution for the artists, and that is actually on record. But before I leave and before we adjourn on this, I want to speak on behalf of this committee. And I want to express my thought on behalf of the committee. And I want to end by speaking directly to the artists, to those who were in the room and to those who were not. You are not a line item. You are not a pending application in a grant management system. You are the living expression of what this Commonwealth is: the weavers, the dancers, the musicians, the cultural practitioners who carry traditions that predate any government office. When you perform at a government event, you are not doing the government a favor. You are doing your community a service, and your community owes you the dignity of being paid for it on time, with clarity, and with respect. This committee will not close this matter until every single artist is paid. We will not treat this as the end of a hearing. We will treat it as the beginning of a permanent reform. To Director Teora, Secretary Bulliman, and to the team at Finance, the door of this committee is open. We are not here to make your work harder. We are here to build the structure that makes your work possible. We hope you will take that in spirit in which it is intended. The record of this hearing is now complete and will be transmitted to the full House, to DCCA, and any other means appropriate. This committee stands ready to continue its work. And with that said, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
There is a motion to adjourn, and this meeting on tourism is now adjourned.